Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Wednesday and it's time for a Hidden Gems. What is the Hidden Gems? Well, basically, it's where I take a look at a trick that came out years ago that you guys should be doing. The problem with the magic industry is we rush to buy the latest and greatest tricks. Oh my God, this new trick's come out by this person, I have to buy it. This new trick's come out by this person, I have to buy it. And a lot of those tricks are amazing, don't get me wrong. But a lot of new people that are coming into magic, what they do is they forget about the awesome tricks that came out from many, many years ago, and they forget how good those tricks are. So in the race to learn all the latest and greatest magic, they forget about the tricks that came out 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. So on the Hidden Gem series, I look at an old trick or an old trick in a magazine, or it could be a trick off a lecture or something like that, and I talk about why it's so good. And honestly, I think that the Hidden Gem series is one of the most important series on Magic TV. It may not be the most popular, but I think it's one of the most important. Now, I've had so many people say to me, I found out about this trick because of Magic TV, and now I'm doing it in my act, and that is what I'm trying to accomplish on this channel. And today, I'm going to talk to you about a trick that's been in my repertoire for a very long time. It will never fall out of my repertoire because it's so good, and it's by a legend that you've probably never heard of if you're new to magic. His name is Mark Jenest. Let's go. So who is Mark Jenest? Well, Mark Jenest basically is an incredible inventor of magic. He's disappeared off the scene. Nobody knows where he is now, at least I don't. But he brought out many years ago a video called Miracles While You Wait, which was a fantastic project that came out back in the day. It had one of my favorite tricks of all time on called Balloon, which will probably be another hidden gem at some point. But he also had some great products as well. Jiggernaut, which was a version of Chop Cup, but with a jigger and an olive. And another trick called the number 2 pencil. And for my money, the number 2 pencil is the greatest paddle trick of all time. It is the greatest paddle trick of all time. And I know that's a big statement, but it is. Now, you can still get the number 2 pencil if you have a look around and you find it. I found one recently. Every time I see one pop up on a second-hand magic site, I buy it just in case I lose my number 2 pencil. I've now got about 4 or 5, although Ryland's nicked one of them. So what is the number 2 pencil? Well, basically, it's a routine where you take a pencil and you point out it's a number 2 pencil because there's a number 2 on it. And you say, but that number 2 pencil means no 2. And then you proceed to make this number 2 disappear, appear, jump, go all over the place, multiply. I mean, honestly, it's amazing. And the thing is, it's using an everyday object. It's using something that everybody can relate to. As much as I love Colour Sticks by Eric Stevens, and don't get me wrong, I love Colour Sticks by Eric Stevens, what the hell is a hot rod? Nobody knows. What is a number 2 pencil? Everybody knows what that is. So when you start doing magic with something that's printed on a pencil and everybody knows what a pencil is, they immediately pay attention. Now, if you haven't seen this, let's have a look at a performance of it. This is the number 2 pencil by Mark Jenest. Sarah, I want you to help me with this. Do you see what I have here?
Yeah.
I have a pencil.
Yeah.
Now, it's a number 2 pencil. Do you see the number 2 there?
Yeah.
That's why it's a number 2 pencil, because there's a number 2.
Okay.
But there's only one number 2, so really it should be a number 1 because there's no number 2. Or if there is the number 2, where's the number 1?
Oh, no, it's a 2, I can see.
Yeah, it's number 2. Yeah. Now, here's the thing, check this out. It doesn't actually mean number 2. It means no 2, as in no 2, because there really is no 2 on this pencil. If I want to bring it back, I just shake and it comes back. Look, there it is, the number 2. Is this making an impression on you? If I want to really make an impression on you, I do this, and now I get 2 number 2s. Now there's number 2, and there's a number 2. That's 2 number 2s. Which means if we've got 2 number 2s, now I can do a trick. Watch the 2 number 2s. If I do this, I can pull both number 2s down to the end. Now, if you actually look here, you can see that both number 2s are down there, and I've got no 2s up there. If I just do this, I can make that number 2 go up there. I can make that number 2 up there. Both number 2s are back up there. Now, I could do this as many times as I want to. I can have the number 2 go down there. Both number 2s go down there. I can flick them back up and have both number 2s go up here. I can even take one of those number 2s, make it disappear and just leave us with one number 2. Or I can actually take that number 2 and bring it back. I can do all that sort of stuff. But you've got to be very careful when you're doing this. Don't pull really hard and never snap your fingers. You see, if you snap your fingers, what's going to happen is that number 2 will fly down there, but the other number 2 will end up over there. Now you've got a number 2 down here, you've got a number 2 over here, and the only way to fix this, well, The problem is if I put this one up here, which I can do, when that one goes up there, that one stays down there. And if I take this one and move this one up here, I have to be very careful because that one at the top will go down there when that one over there is up there. It's a very difficult situation to be in. The only way to fix it is to grab it really hard and pull it. And when you do, you get it back up there, and hopefully that number 2's ended up there as well. Although, to be honest, I prefer both number 2's down at the razor side right there. I prefer it down by the razor because I don't want to get rid of the number 2 by sharpening the pencil. So now I've got both number 2's down by the razor. Have you got any questions on this? Is this making any sense at all, or is this confusing you as much as it is me? It's probably confusing you, isn't it? Look, I tell you what, would you like to see the big finish, Sarah?
Sure.
Okay, so I've got this number 2, we'll call this number 2, number 1. And we've got this number 2 here, we'll call this number 2, number 2. So we're going to do a big finish with one of the number 2's. Would you like me to do the big finish with number 2, number 1, or number 2, number 2?
I don't know.
That's up to you. Number 2, number 1, or number 2, number
2.
Number 2, number 2, which is the number 2 at the bottom, not the number 2 on the top. The number 2 on the bottom right there. In fact, I'll take the number 2 at the bottom and I'll make it the number 2 on the top. So now the number 2 is at the top and the number 2, number 1 is at the bottom. Except it's not, because did you see what happened? What I just did right there is I made it so that that number 2 ended up just like that.
What does that say?
It says number 2. I just made it a heck of a lot bigger.
Oh, okay.
If you missed it, hang on, let me just make it go back to size. You see, it was that size right there. They were both really small. And then what I did is I just stretched it out when you weren't. So, I love that trick. I love that trick. Now, let me tell you a few different reasons why I love it. First of all, it comes with 2 pencils, so you have options. The first option is you can just do the bit where it's all bouncing around. Absolutely fine. The second option is you can then put it away and switch it and do the extended number 2, where at the end, the number 2 goes the entire length of the pencil, which looks amazing, and then you can hand it out for examination. You can just do the number 2 pencil where it just extends. You can just do that as a single trick on its own if you want to have like a really quick visual to start your set. Or you can combine it. It's totally up to you. They're the perfect size to flip stick. So at the end, you can flip stick it if you want to, and you can go into flip sticks moves with it, and that looks brilliant. But from a worker's point of view, it is such a working routine. First of all, it's relatively easy to do. If you can do a paddle move, you can do the trick. Second of all, there's no table required. It's done completely in the hands. Thirdly, it is hyper visual. Yes, you have to be close up, but let's be honest, this is a close-up trick. It's not a stage trick. This is a trick that you need to do close up right in front of people. Although, to be honest, I could see this being the sort of trick that's been forgotten. You could go on somewhere like Britain's Got Talent or America's Got Talent, get the camera directly over it and just do it and have people freaking out, because it's just a pencil. You could easily just have the pencil lying on the judge's table and say, hey, can I borrow a pencil, please? I'm going to do something. Like, there's so many different ways that you could do this with projection, like the sort of thing Jamie Allen would do, and you could have it on the screen, you could have it look amazing. But in essence, it's a close-up trick, right? No table required, instant reset, examinable at the end. You can do a longer or a shorter version of it, and it just looks incredible. It looks incredible. There's no angle issues to speak of. The only bad angle is if you're on the floor looking up, and to be honest, if you're paralytic on the floor looking up, you got bigger problems to worry about. So it is the absolute definition of a pure workers commercial miracle status trick. It really is. Everything is amazing about it. So I highly recommend it. I really would. Now, it's hard to find, but it's not impossible. Like I said, in the last few months, I've found 2 or 3 of them. They come up from time to time on secondhand magic sites. And when they do, you want to beg, borrow, or steal to get yourself a set of these. And if you're somebody listening to this that owns the rights to the number 2 pencil, I don't know who owns the rights, but whoever does own the right to the number 2 pencil, please bring it back out. It can't cost that much to produce, and realistically, you really should, because this is one of the best tricks. It takes up no pocket space. It just looks like a pencil in your pocket. You bring it out, everybody knows what it is. Like, I could talk about the pros about this trick until I'm blue in the face. But the bottom line is, if you've got a number 2 pencil, use it. If you haven't got a number 2 pencil, go and find one and use it. The number 2 pencil is brilliant. So guys, that's another Hidden Gems in the bag. Do me a favour, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you want to see on the future Hidden Gems, and I'll happily do it for you. And also, don't forget, if you want to join the Netrix, go to www.thenetrix.com. That's www.thenetrix.com. I'll be back again soon with another video. Thank you once again for joining me. My name's Craig from Magic TV.